Welcome to another exciting episode of the free Neville Goddard podcast. My name is Mr. 2020, and today we're going to do something highly unusual that I know will totally rock your world. Ready? Let's dive in. All right, Ted Lasso says, I hope that either all of us or none of us are judged by the actions of our weakest moments, but rather by the strength we show when and if we are ever given a second chance. That's Ted Lasso. I gotta be honest, if you would have told me a year ago I'd be starting the Neville Goddard podcast with a quote by Ted Lasso, I would have probably said, I don't think so. I may have even said, who's Ted Lasso? But I gotta admit, I love the show. And a friend of mine shared this quote on her Facebook page today, and I had to take it because there's some revision gold here, gang. Listen closely. I hope that either all of us or none of us are judged by the actions of our weakest moments, but rather by the strength we show when and if we are ever given a second chance. And that's Ted Lasso. Neville Goddard, on the other hand, shares about how if he could only teach one thing, revision would be it. I shared recently how much I hated revision, and I gotta tell you, I didn't just dislike it. We didn't have a relationship at all worth talking about. Because I didn't get that revision was literally giving you a second chance. I really want you to get this because this is gold. Revision gives you a second chance. Revision changes reality, according to Neville Goddard. I agree. Here's what I actually notice. Revision changes me. And when I change me, I've just given myself a second chance. When I've changed me, I am reborn. We live in a culture that worships the North Star. We live in a culture where the year begins, at least where I come from, in the winter time, the hardest time of year. It's funny because in Australia, the new year begins in the summertime, the hardest time of the year for Australians. But I want you to get the gold here because you don't have to be oriented by the North Star that never changes. You can orient by the sunshine. Because every day the sun comes up, it's a new day. The sun always comes up in the east. The songbirds always sing their song of thanksgiving. You get to give yourself the opportunity of a new day, not just every day, but in every moment. Because you can relive or you can revise. And there are some things that are well worth reliving. You can also revise them into something wonderful-er. Let's do the crass commercial, then dive back in. Ready? First crass commercial, revision to the max. It's that tiny little $7 pack, and if you just get one thing from it, and I'm sure you'll get way more than one, don't just use revision as a fix-it tool. Use it to turn bad into good, but also use it to turn good into great. And the second crass commercial, at NevilleGoddardStore.com, we've got the revision live call we did, I don't know, about a month or two ago. Because you guys are begging for more. And so we dove in. We took 10 people. We went on a little adventure with revision. It's like 90 minutes. It's well worth it. So go to NevilleGoddardStore.com and look for that revision recording. I don't even remember what it's called, but it was a lot of fun. But ready? Let's dive back in because the judge will block your blessings. This is Ted Lasso. I hope that either all of us or none of us are judged by the actions of our weakest moments, but rather by the strength that we show when and if we are ever given a second chance. When you judge, you just don't judge them. You're judging you. Whenever you give them a second chance, you're giving you a second chance. Whenever you lift anyone up in love, you are lifting you up in love. Because as Neville Goddard says, if you honestly believe me, you will not pass another without lifting their cross. The more you lift others up, the more you lift you up until you discover that you are light itself. Let's dive deeper. Let's soar higher. And remember, you can stop judging and you can start living. Give life to the lovely. My name is Mr. 2020. I do want to thank you for listening. Now let's go into the silence. Thank you for listening. Have a lovely day. Dive deeper, soar higher, stretch the wings, and just enjoy the sunshine of you. Have a lovely day. See ya.